Okay, okay. This is why I think incels, MGTOw, and NoFappers. Why am I making? This infuriates me. Why am I making it? Because I recently have had a friend who was struggling from this, and it's just like drilled into their head, literally. And I feel like I need to make this because you'd think people, it's just like it would come naturally, and it's like, oh, this is five header, but people are really struggling from this, and there are people, even if it's a small group, I want to be able to reach out and say something, and even if I don't get in there, and just at least I said something, and at least I have been able to, like, you know, say I've been able to try and help somehow, literally somehow. All right, and I feel like the first step to even get, like it's like when you go to a therapist, a lot of these people, like, it's like therapy. You think you're gonna go to therapy and magically get like fucking cured of your whatever, and it's a magic pill. No, when you go to therapy, you are already willing to change. The only people that change are the people who are willing to change, and the therapist didn't change them. It was them. Therapist didn't do anything. Well, the therapist facilitated an environment to help them look at their own thinking. And I'm going to start off with the best way to help yourself think and get out of this cloud of judgment, because, all right, who they are, right? Who incels are? Incels, no fappers, MGTOW are people who generally dislike women. I would say, I don't want to put like a huge umbrella, but I would safely say they generally dislike women, and they generally dislike relationships, don't want to go into relationships, care about themselves. MGTOW, men going their own way, no fappers stopping themselves from pleasuring themselves, and incels, involuntary celibates. All right, these should not exist. You should say for some people they could exist, but I feel like for a lot of people it should not exist. All right, and it's a self-destructive behavior, and I feel like it's just based on an experience. It's just the problem. The ways people think is so dogmatic, and it's a generalization. I feel like the best way to facilitate thinking that a therapist does is that they look at your own thinking. They step back. They're the third party. I can do. You can do this with yourself. I do it. It's looking at your emotions and taking a step back and questioning yourself, even when you think you're right. I'm not saying like a math problem, like, oh, question yourself all the time. I'm saying like when you're thinking about your emotions, and you should think about your emotions. You should not hold anything back. Well, obviously, if you're not in closed doors, but when you're in closed doors and you're able to talk to yourself and really truly think about how you feel, you take a step back, look at yourself, and say, is this really the way I want to be thinking? You should always question yourself and see that there's a better path instead of just going one way or the other. I'm going to go back to dogmatic thinking. Dogmatic thinking, generalization. Dogmatic thinking is black and white thinking. It's either this way or that way. It's only one way or the other. You're against us or you're with us, which eliminates all the nuances. You've probably seen it in your own life, right? Where you're talking about something and then someone brings up the Hitler argument. Well, what if Hitler did that? Oh, what if Hitler did this? No, you're ignoring all the nuances of certain situations. There are millions of reasons why things are the way they are. Or there are millions of reasons why people end up in situations. It's not because of one thing. It's not because of two things. It can be a multitude of a bunch of things. And I just want to say this. Okay, I made myself a track so I can stay on track. What led them to this? Okay, it is I think, and I feel like I could say this with certainty. It's a generalization, or it's an experience that they had. It's for a lot of people who hate women or don't want to be with women. It's they've had a one-time terrible experience, and they've used this one experience as their forecast for all the girls in the world. They think this is how women are to be. That's just not it. That's just not it. This is how women are to no. And you can literally just get unlucky. But I'll say to that too. If you're literally getting unlucky and no one likes you and everyone around you, where all the girls seem to be shit, maybe it's not the girls. Take the step back, look at yourself, and realize, is it really the girls or is it me? You can deviate from the norm and be quirky and be unique. But don't be surprised when you deviate from the norm and you're forcing other people to say, hey, why aren't you like me? Why aren't you not normal? Literally. And then it's like, accept who you are. I want to say that right now. Accept who you are and what you are. Don't pretend to be anyone else, because if you do, that person you're holding back is going to come out one day, and you're not going to feel happy because you're not being yourself. You're not being you. You're not feeling happy. All right, let me get back on track. What led them to this experience? All right, it's one bad experience. They use that for all women. All women. And if you keep getting into bad relationships, maybe you're looking for love in the wrong places. It can literally start as far back as your parents. I believe a lot of stuff comes from your parents, alright? If there's something fucked up about yourself or the way you socialize, it's probably because of your parents. And I'm gonna say this with certainty, alright? Because if your parents don't show you a type of love, it's going to impact you your entire life. If you, let's say your parents are aggressive, all right? Let's say your parents are aggressive. You're going to find love with an aggressive person, because that's the thing you're used to. That's what you think love is. That's what your parents gave you. That's what is love to you. And then it could be flip side. Let's say you didn't retaliate, you retaliated against your parents. Now, you're aggressive and you don't want to feel love. Because the way you worked with your parents, you didn't like feeling love. Their love was stupid. I resented that. Therefore, I don't want any love. It could go both ways. There's so many reasons why people feel this way. And I think there's some big factors. These are some umbrella factors that could contribute to a lot of people. So to get back to this, incels, right? There's a part where one bad experience has led them their entire life. Now let's say you've never gotten into a relationship. What are you blaming the factors on? Is it the way you look? Because if it is, I find it the people who say it's the way that I look, they're the same people who won't go out with someone in their same league. Like if they're ugly and they're saying, I look ugly, I don't like this, I don't like this, but I want a goddess. No. There's so many people like you who are thinking the same thing and are women. They're girls. They're saying, I'm ugly, no man wants me. And these are the same girls that you're going to reject. These are the same girls that understand you, love you, and want to be with you, and are nice to you, but you reject them because they're not 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s. You have to be realistic. You have to know where you are, alright? So it's either the way they look, alright? Now, let's say it's their personality. I looked at a really great video on this. I'm going to link a bunch of videos in the description that talk about certain topics in this, and that probably explain it a lot better. But let's say, so it was the looks, now let's say it's the personality. The personality, alright? There's just sometimes you're going to have to find hobbies and step outside of your own bubble in life and search and really express yourself. Because not being, okay, I'm going to say this, that being awkward and antisocial. Because the real thing with being antisocial is because it doesn't come naturally. Usually when people are awkward, they start out as kids, because kids are super awkward and stupid. They learn all the wrong things they did, like all the stupid social cues. They learned all those when they were kids. Let's say you didn't socialize a lot when you were a kid. You're not gonna know those social cues. And the only way to come back from that is to step out of your bubble and talk to people. Even you're gonna look so stupid at the beginning. You're gonna look so stupid, you're gonna be awkward at the beginning. But that's the step you're gonna have to take. Life is no joyride. Life is no joyride. And that's what makes it a fun ride. Like, the imperfections in life is what makes it great. Seeing the light in the darkest days is what makes life great. Seeing what you have in life is what makes life great. Accepting yourself is what makes life great. Once you accept yourself, be realistic with yourself, saying, I may not be a 10 out of 10. Doesn't mean you can't shoot for 10 out of 10s. But it should not disable you from not shooting for people in your own league below you. Because let me tell you this is what love really is. This is what love and relationships really are. This is the main point of them. They aren't for trophy wives. They aren't for a goal. They're for people, they're like foil characters in a story. You're supposed to build off each other. You're supposed to teach each other. You're supposed to get into relationships to get heartbroken so you can learn from your mistakes. So you can become stronger and better from that. It's a learning experience for everyone. And maybe you learn something from the other partner. It's not for sex. Sex is not love. Sex is a result from love. Because it's the ultimate form of showing that. I believe that. Sex without love just isn't. It may feel good, but it just isn't the same. And I feel like that's one thing that needs to get through. Love isn't sex. And to really experience love, it's not the way they look, it's the way they treat you. And if your friends are calling your girlfriend ugly, or if you're really scared about showing the public what your girlfriend looks like, who gives a shit? Who fucking gives a shit? You're the one dating them, no one else. It's your kink, not theirs. All right? If you look ugly and you're such and such and you're A, B, and C, D, A, B, C, like whatever, all that. Who are you to tell anyone what they like? Who are you to tell anyone that they're kink? I've seen so many people drop below their league because, hey, this person's really great. But those are case by case basis. There's so many reasons why people get together, and there's so many reasons why people break up. And I think for the breakup part, a large reason why people break up is because they haven't found the right person. And the large reason why a lot of people break up is because, yes, you haven't found the right person, but yes, you're learning from this experience. You're finding what you like. You're finding who you really are and what you really want. Right? Right? And the best way to getting a girl, I think MGTOw, it has started on the right foot. They have a right conclusion, not like a right conclusion like the peace without women. I think women should be, because the thing with MGTOW people and incels, they still want to be with women. They still want to be with women. They still want to be with women. Okay? And they want to make, ironically, some, not all, some, ironically, they want to make sex dolls. Why? I feel it's true. Because you're going to get a girl, this is how it's going to be. You get a girl by improving yourself, being realistic with yourself, and not listening to the media. I mean, that's another thing. Porn, you have to know that it's not realistic, and you have to take a break from it sometimes. You can't let it be your overarching arch. It's just like the media, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. These aren't the average people. This is not what they're supposed to look like all the time. You're not, every girl is not a 10 out of 10, so you shouldn't deny girls that aren't a 10 out of 10. It's not realistic. It's not realistic. Generalization, one key factor, umbrella, this is what this all stems from, is generalization. It's because of an experience that has scared you because you don't want to be scared anymore. This is what I'm trying to get at. You don't want to be scared anymore. A lot of with these people, it's like a mental gymnastics, right? It is mental gymnastics with these people. They don't want to feel something. So they come up with a billion reasons, or one reason, why women are terrible, why they shouldn't fap, and why they should just go their own way. And I'm saying, that's bullshit. You can live a happy life with a woman. The first step, look at yourself, realize, is everyone else the problem? Or am I the problem? Am I the problem? And I want to go one thing into the NoFap, because I think I haven't been talking about that a lot. Who is to judge what you like behind closed doors? You like what you like. Who's decided that? Let's see. Let's not let a moral compass, someone else's moral compass, decide what you should like and what you shouldn't. You like what you like, alright? And you've probably always liked that. Someone, someone who's watched a show or a gay show or anything is in a gay community. They haven't been turned gay. They've always been gay. You haven't magically started liking this weird thing. You've always liked this weird thing, and you're just now seeing it. I do say there's moderation. Learn moderation. But if you like something weird, welcome to the club. Everyone does. Everyone does. And there's no reason to hold back things you might love. You have to be accepting of yourself. You have to let yourself feel things. You have to let yourself cry. You have to be aware of your emotions, because you're just bottling them up. And you know what happens when you bottle up emotions or sadness or anything? It comes out in anger. It comes out in weird ways, dude. You shouldn't stop yourself from pleasuring yourself, because you can pleasure yourself. It's natural. It's healthy. Why? Not fapping doesn't increase your chances to get girls. I've seen millions of guys, or you could say girls with high body counts. Well, if they have high body counts, who are they fucking? Other men. And those men probably have other high body counts. You know what they do? They masturbate, right? They're probably not 10 out of 10s who are having sex. And it's like, dude, masturbating doesn't magically increase your chances of finding someone. It really doesn't. It's literally your personality and how you act and dress yourself and clean yourself, and the way how presentable you are, and who you're going after, where you're finding love, where you're searching for love, what you think of love. Because again, love is forming a connection with someone who understands you and treats you on an equal level. Don't treat any woman like a queen. Treat them as a human being. Treat them as your peer. Alright? But you have a greater connection with this peer. You understand them. You love them. You don't love them unconditionally. You let them know their faults, and you work around them. That's what makes them great. Their faults is their greatest strength, because you love that. The greatest thing about life is that there's so much fucking chaos, right? If there weren't chaos, how are we supposed to know what's great? If we were never sad, how would we know what happiness is? You're supposed to put yourself out there in this world, because how are you going to get anywhere without breaking a couple bones or feeling sad? You'll never learn. You never triumph. You'll never come over it. Not fapping. I don't get this. It's like holding back an urge, a natural urge, when you masturbate. And I've been here before. I've literally done this. Before. It was stupid. I was young. I just, for some reason, I just stopped fapping. The moment I coomed, it hurt so fucking bad. Why was this supposedly good thing hurting me so? Because there's so much fucking shit in your balls, dude. You're supposed to come. It's healthy. Like, literally, dude. Wake up. Where's the cum gonna go? It's not supposed to. It's supposed to come out. And I've heard this one thing where you have a lucid dream and you have a wet dream. Okay. You're still thinking about women. You're having a wet dream, dude. It's literally nothing different from fapping in real life. It's nothing different. Just because you're not doing the action, you're still thinking of the action, you want the action. Why are you told what's so bad about fapping? Everything's good in moderation. Everything's good in moderation. Alright? Masturbating is good in moderation. An addiction is when you cannot control yourself. When you'd rather be doing something else. If I'm masturbating and I'm not thinking, hey, I'm bored, I'm gonna masturbate. Hey, I want the action to masturbate. Hey, I want to feel good, I want to masturbate. When you masturbate, you should be thinking, oh, I'm feeling kind of horny right now. I want to fuck a girl. Alright, let me masturbate. Is this the appropriate space to masturbate? Is it the right time to masturbate? Do I really want to masturbate right now? And if those are yes, I want to masturbate, this is a great time. I'm only thinking because I'm horny. Go and masturbate. Pleasure yourself. You should be able to pleasure yourself. This is life, dude. Why? And I feel like that one point translates to a lot of these other things. It's just holding back your feelings behind closed doors. And they're just trying to get out. And you don't have to feel guilty about masturbating because it's natural. You should feel happy about yourself. Because You know what also is a downside of not masturbating? You feel horny all the time, and then you have to do all these. You have to jump hoops to make yourself not rape someone, or that's like a slippery slide fallacy. But you know what I'm getting at, right? Because you're super horny all the time, and you're just like you're not letting yourself go. That's like a little physical. You're bottling your shit up. That's like physical. You literally feel it. All right, I want to watch a video. I want to watch a video real quick. Okay. Let's see this. Did I go back on this? Let me see. Let me see this. Let's see. This is all right. I want to go back. So I'm not saying this is all. These are not all incels. These are not all whatever. I'm just saying that. Look at this. Look at this. There are 12K people who believe that. That is one too many. There's 175,000. Who knows how many more people like this? And then just hit the like button. All right. All right. I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna debunk this. Right. I'm gonna say how fucking stupid this thinking is. How fucking stupid this is. All right. This is so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. All right. Let me. I don't know. Let's see. I made a timestamp of this. This first segment, it's stupid. It's literally like it's opening up and it's saying, it's a bunch of women. Look at this.
I'm 5 foot. What would it take to get it?
It's a bunch of these tall incel dudes. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's. You know how many fucking short girls there are in the world? You don't need a 10-foot goddess, dude. There's so many short women. I am short. I'm like 5'6", 5'7". My girlfriend's shorter than me. There's short women in this world. I don't know why you think. And there's other people who think their wrists. You don't have a skinny wrist. And you know what I learned? Even if you're a bodybuilder, your biceps just straight up look bigger because your wrists are so small. Compared to your wrist, your forearm looks huge, your biceps looks huge. In addition, what I found out, I told this girl this, and I was talking to some girls, all right? And I was like, I'm insecure about my wrists. They weren't even fucking aware. They weren't even paying attention to my wrist. There's something I also want to say. There's a good video on this. I'm going to put it in the description. It's okay. No one fucking cares. No one cares as much as you think they do. No one even fucking pays attention to my wrist. No one cares. Literally. Alright, let's get back to this.
5 feet. First, we made him an up-and-coming actor. No. Not.
And look how tall these women are. And these are just like 3-4 women. And look how they are. Literally, what if you just found someone who's down to earth at your workplace and who liked you for who you are? Not these fucking because here's something about like speed dates. There's no time to know the person, there's no time really to learn the person, and they're basing each other off the way you look. And honestly, what's the problem with basing people off the way they look? This is literally someone they're going to be sleeping with and living for the rest of their life, so they should be able to choose. No one owes you anything. If you're I also want to say this. Nice guys, or anyone who believes it. Okay. Being nice to someone or being their friend isn't going to make them like you anymore. You're still gonna be in the friend zone. If they would have denied you when you asked them out the first time, like if you were constantly walking up to them like, hey, we should go out, blah blah blah, and you had your line and everything, you really hit it off. If they said no, who fucking cares? No amount of money in this world will change their fucking minds. No matter how successful you are, or how good your personality is, or just. They would say no because they don't like you. They don't prefer you. There's a bunch of nuances too. Like, let's say if you were in a friendship for a long time, and you guys really hit it off, that's because they would have probably said yes from the beginning, or they find out they really liked you. No one owes you anything. No matter how much you work for it. It's not a video game. It's not going to be the more amount of time you grind on this XP and getting this girl to like you. They're not going to like you at the end of the day. It's really not. And another thing, if you're rejected, it's just that you're not going to... If you get rejected, you feel good about it because you made the other person feel happy. You know, what if someone walked up to you in a party and asked you out and you said no? You would feel fucking amazing. So feel happy that you made that girl feel amazing. But if you're weird about it, she's not gonna feel amazing, and it's really weird. But it's getting better at things. and you shoot your shot. All right, you shoot your shot, but don't shoot all the time, because you start missing. Okay, let's go again.
Then we said Stu had made millions by age 25.
See, even in this clip, it's funny, right? This guy is, I don't know how, this is probably really quiet. Even in this clip, it says, we made him a millionaire and actor. No amount of money made him more favorable by the women. No. So that is an example of no amount of money will literally make anyone love you more. That's just, unless they're a gold digger and they have nothing else to do in their life. But they're not, guess what, they're not really loving you. They don't really love you. And that's not an example of all women. Not an example of all women. Alright, I'm gonna skip this part because it's a stupid opener about talking about, like, it was good in the old days. Oh my god, we had a barbecue and everything. Like, you can literally do that now. Just go out to get a girlfriend and have a barbecue, idiot. Like, seriously, it's so stupid. Alright, let me get to the first stupid argument in this. I really hate that. You know why? Because I really fucking hate this video. It's so stupid. It's beyond dumb.
Oh wait, my mistake. It had evidence to the contrary of what Christine Blasey Ford said.
Okay, wait. Let me turn this up. I don't think this is high enough. Let's see. Okay. So listen to this.
30 years ago with no evidence. Oh wait, my mistake. It had evidence to the contrary of what Christine Blasey Ford said. More than half of women identify as Democrats who were the supporting party of Christine Blasey Ford, which means it is quite possible that more than half of women think that men are rapists until proven innocent.
What? Excuse me? Where's my explanation? Like, what is this logic? Your logic is 50% of women are Democrat, and under Democrats, they would literally, under Christine Blasey Ford is also Democrat, so 50% of women are Democrats, right? We're just going to ignore the other 50% who are Republican or whatever party. And Christine Blasey also happens to be in the same party, right? Just so happens that they're in the same party. Therefore, they're guilty by association. You're saddling like people's ideologies, like with like you're just saddling people's, like, if you're part of Group A, you literally don't believe everything in Group A. You can have your own opinion. If you're a Democrat, you don't believe every other Democrat. All right, that's even an argument against atheists. Like, they may believe one thing, and then some radical, they're like, well, what about this radical atheist? He said this. I don't think the same as him. Not everyone thinks the same in the same group. All Democrats think differently, and there are some Democrats who think the same. There's going to be overlaps. There are going to be overlaps. No one thinks the same in the same group. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. And how many people like this and thought this was, oh, this is a great idea. I like this. This is a great idea. What? So what was I saying? I said, your logic is 50% of women are Democrat. Christine Blasey also happens to be a Democrat. Therefore, guilty by association. Really? You're just saddling her ideologies with all these groups of women. Not only do they have to, I think I get to this. Like, the chances are, like, what are the chances? Out of 50% of these women who are Democrat, and I said this could statistically change at any moment in time, right? Like, it could go up and down and shit. And then they have to be Democrat, and then they would also have to support Christine Blasey. Out of all these other candidates, they will have to support Christine Blasey. And then they would have to agree with that exact statement. They can agree with other things that Christine Blasey says, but they're not going to believe everything Christine Blasey says. But they would have to believe in that exact statement. So they would have to be a Democrat. They would have to like Christine Blasey in the first place out of all these candidates. Then they would have to like this one statement or belief she has. Like, there's so many factors. That's such a huge generalization. Like, and then he goes on to say, so it's possible that more than 50% of women hate men because they're rapists. Like, where did you get that? So it's 50%, now you're like more than 50%? But what about the Republicans? Like, excuse me? Okay, what is this? Oh yeah, and then he plays a Jubilee clip, which is stupid, because everyone on Jubilee is like, it's just a bunch of people who come on and who aren't educated on the subject.
Or severely abused at a very young age. If you are a child and you are faced with an adult who is 5 times your size, you cannot...
Oh yeah, and then he argues that it's easy to come out from being a rapist. No, from a rapist. No. There's so many factors why someone doesn't come out and say it. It's like they have a friend group, they don't want them to turn on them. the rapist was a good manipulator. And stop them. They're afraid of their job, their position. There's so many fucking factors that went into it. What did I say? What did I say here? You're just outright believing that because you're just a good manipulator, and again, it's a good manipulator. Blah blah blah. Again, okay, and then he saddles someone.
Wording that helps.
He's just saddling so many arguments on people. And then, you know what's the funniest thing, the biggest troll about this? Like, I've posted this somewhere. Like, it's so fucking... You can find my comment somewhere. I think I'll post this comment link in the description. Sorry for all the spelling errors. I was just fucking rushing through this shit. I was so pissed off. Funniest thing.
All the childhood trauma from unwanted children that creates insane people will be gone. All the men who are trapped for 18 years because of one bad decision will be free. Even that one bad decision. What do you mean? You think all women are going to know about your one bad experience with women? You think you're going to never come up from that? Come on, dude. You're fucking ridiculous. Your perfect partner.
You're so fucking
and
stupid,
we can
dude.
end these stupid gender wars.
We can end these
Until
stupid
that
gender
exists,
wars.
Keep working on yourself and
Keep working.
bettering the world.
And it's like, you can work on yourself and shit, and also get a woman. Who told you can... Like, I don't... This is so stupid. I'll put a link to the doc, because I don't know how easy it is to find that comment, even with the highlight, because that trouble sometimes.
I think that would be...
It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Sorry for this long video, but I'm so pissed off, because I have a... You know why? Because I have a friend right now who recently is struggling. I just found out. Who's recently struggling from this. And it's ridiculous. It's like this self-destructive behavior. And it stems from maybe parental experiences. Well, I know this for sure, but parental... About my friend, though. But parental experiences. Basing it off of one experience. Basing it off of illogical thinking and generalization and all this other like... I am so pissed off, dude. It is really fucking... This whole NoFap thing, it's like the fucking Christian meme. Like, hey, don't fuck anyone until you get married. Like, how do you know, how are you gonna be educated on sex if you never had sex before, or haven't really been with a partner before? How are you gonna know what love, like, how are you gonna have experience? Like, you're gonna go into that marriage thinking that this is gonna be the one, and then you have no experience on love whatsoever. You're gonna go into that, and it's gonna fail, so it's gonna fall on its head so fucking bad because you've never been in a relationship like that before. You have no experience. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Seriously. And this whole movement is just like cucking people into not pleasuring themselves. Like, literally, it's not that hard to have control. Some people have hard control, and for everyone, they have their different coping mechanisms and all this shit. But if there's a problem, the solution isn't just to fucking destroy it, ignore it, or cut it out entirely. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. Alright, so that's what I had to say. The big takeaway is, stop having dogmatic beliefs. I'll get some good stuff in the description. Dogmatic beliefs, shit. Generalization, shit. Love and understand and accept who you are, and don't let anyone else let their moral compass fucking step over you. And, like, you have this one life. Live this one life to the fullest. Live it to the fucking potential. See the light in the darkest days. See what you have and see what you can work with it. Criticize yourself. Look at everything you think and question, is this really right? Am I doing this because I love it? Or am I doing this for someone else? Because a lot of times, it's really just hiding an emotion that you're too scared to feel. You're too scared to be broken down again. You're too scared to feel again. And that's life. You're gonna have to feel. You're gonna have to feel like shit. Because without the shit, or without feeling sad, you don't know the happiness. You don't know about the happiness. Without hate, there won't be love. Without love, there won't be hate. If you always get everything you want, it will never satisfy you. Because you don't know about getting shit you don't want. Or you can't have. I hope this has been helpful. I really just wanted to put this out there because I'm really pissed off. Like, there's so many lives that are just being ruined by this movement, this cult, this like this fucking weird religion, like. And even if I don't get to you, I just want to be happy that I put myself out there and said this, because I feel like a lot of people are struggling. Well, see ya.